Alrighty. Hey, oh, hey, Kathy. How you doing? Hi. How you doing? Very happy Saturday to everybody. I know I didn't have anything up yesterday. I'd like to say that it was because I knew today was a special day, but actually just life took over and I didn't get to it. But I promised myself that if I couldn't do it yesterday, I was definitely going to come on today. And apparently, it was something stuck to my lip. One moment. All right, hopefully that takes care of that. Anyway, again, a very happy Saturday to everybody. It is a happy Saturday because without even thinking about it, and I should have known this, I knew it was coming up, it's Caitriona's birthday today. Yeah, it's the 4th. October 4th is her birthday, according to, a lot of stuff. So I'm going to go with it. Point Blank 1959 shares the sentiment. A happy birthday to Caitriona Balfe, our Outlander goddess, a beautiful, intelligent, resourceful actress, producer, director, and former model, plus an absolute darling. We are hashtagging just like everything, it looks like, from Outlander stars down to Sam Heughan. So, happy birthday to Caitriona. We got a couple of pictures here to celebrate that. We might as well go through them. A very cheery gal, and I do have some classic Caitriona modeling. Ooh, yeah, that came up on my feed, and I wanted to share those later. But look, some familiar images of our favorite folks, and a very happy birthday to Caitriona, who is years old. I'm not going to do that. All right, going on to some behind the scenes. This is a one that Batgirl put out earlier this week. Batgirl Fangirl shares, continuing her way back Wednesdays. Handful had requested to see the older behind the scenes photos that were used to create her season 1 reel. Originally, this image was posted April 3rd, 2015. Perhaps one of Gala's sleeping herbs will help the time go by faster. Oh, there we go. We got Lottie all. I always loved Galis's outfits in the story here, not when they jump back in season 7, although she looks good there. But she always has, it's like just a little bit teasy. I don't know. It didn't seem quite as proper as some of the other ladies. And the little kerchief around the neck, nice touch. I also really enjoy the mic over her head. That's an interesting bit of ambiance. Also, really loved, again, her space was also really well lit at all times with the kind of mysterious candlelight. Very, very cool. Nice look back at Lottie's house, or, well, Galis's house. All right, some blood in my blood images as well, because we are really irritated that Stars once again has decided that they don't need to show us the shows right in sequence. No, we get to skip a week because they're jerks. Linda Devers, hi, how you doing? Happy Saturday to you. Libra Do, hi Do, how are you doing? And a happy weekend to Elizabeth. Hey, and Lorraine. Hey, everybody's here on Saturday. I really thought nobody'd show up because it's Saturday. We all should have lives, except I don't. So I don't know. I feel like we all should go out and do something. I feel like we need to go out and do something. But we got some good pictures. You might have seen a few of these, but it's a nice collection. I felt like sharing because they're just good ones. We had, well, there we go. First, we got the Lord and Ellen looking, well, a lot friendlier than they are on the show. But this is a good one of Jamie just chilling back. Is he having milk? I didn't even look. Well, it's got to be something. It looks like a white egg cart or a white milk carton here from if you were here in the States. But that's probably not what that is. It's probably something like a protein drink or something good like that. Oh, well, what are we doing? All right, so Malcolm and Marta are all snuggled up. Well, no, just Malcolm has the jacket on, but they're hanging out. They're doing a thing and making some faces. I'm not really sure what those faces mean. Ooh, nice group photo. Ooh, yeah, there's like, yep, that's where, well, no, that's not everybody. I don't see Julia. Nope, I don't see Julia, but we do have Ellen there. And then we got Henry in the background here with Brian. Nope, no Ellen, no Ellen. Ellen's there. No Julia in this one. Oh, Julia's in some of these. Oh, that's a hard moment. That is a hard moment, and that is not a behind the scenes. That is a hard moment. Did you hear? I saw a thing where she says that they filmed that scene with the breakup, Ellen and Brian breakup, in 2 different ways. And the one that we saw obviously is the one we got at the end, but like there was a really heartbreaking, like she could really felt it. I'm so sorry, I'm breaking up with you. And then there was a no, I feel nothing for you anymore one. And that's the one we got. I think we're all out of behind the scenes. It looks like we're just doing screen caps at this point. But look, there's Julia. I don't know why we didn't get more Julia. There we go, some more Julia. I liked this picture so much that I used this and I have to redo that one still for the thumbnail for the talk on the episode because it's good. That's just really sweet. We don't get tons of these two together because they've been separated the entire time. So it was a really good one. All right, next up, I got some throwbacks with Point Blank 1959 and Richard Rankin. Richard Rankin, in the early days of Outlander, even Dougal liked him. Well. Oh, there's a face. That's the face you make in the morning when you realize you have a 4 o'clock in the morning, call. Nobody wants that. And there we go. It's obviously at a convention. They've got they're signing autographs, but they look so friendly and happy. Isn't it nice? They all got along. They didn't really on screen because there wasn't an opportunity to on screen. So there we go. Let's see what else do we have. Oh yes, Sophie. Okay, we got some black and white stuff coming for the next few shares here. Sophie Skelton sharing some goofiness. Just a 90s baby trying to find a normal black and white filter. So she's just having fun with the phone probably, but the camera in general. Like she's like just making faces. I thought this was great. Just her goofing around. I don't know why, but I like it when we see our stars just being people. Because they are people. I think that we have to have a reminder that they're not always perfectly coiffed and don't always have the perfect black and white filter, apparently. Big problems. Speaking of the perfect black and white filter, these are great pictures. I'm going to show you both pictures first before I go through and read what she has to say. These are some great pictures of Nell while she was still pregnant. Of course, she's now a proud mommy. But these are some cool pictures. I was never brave enough to do these kind of pictures. So I come to call her brave for doing them in the first place. But there's this wonderful thing she has to say about being pregnant and your body image. And I don't know if I should read the whole thing through because it's kind of long, but we're nearly to the end already. So I'm going to go and read through because it is very important words that we may have to hear ourselves from time to time, or we may want to impart on others going through these huge body changes. And huge might not be the right word, but these extreme body changes, trying to love and like your body. Yeah, it can be tricky sometimes. So I'm going to read what she says. Nell Hudson shares, I want to discuss the pervasiveness of the thinness bullshit as it relates to pregnancy and having a child. So, image 1 versus image 2. We're on image 1 right now. When I entered a treatment for an eating disorder a long time ago, I said to a therapist, only half joking, I feel like if I had a baby, I'd be fine. And she joked back quite rightly, yes, that is why we prescribe for all our clients to have babies. However, I was onto a thing. I've heard lots of women talk about falling in love with their body when pregnant because they felt so in awe of what it could do. For me, pardon me, it didn't happen when I was pregnant. At the time this picture was taken, I thought it was a lovely image, but I thought I looked too big. Out of proportion, not beautiful. I would have chosen to post the second image because in a effed up way, I felt I looked more skinny pregnant. What the F is that? Absolutely the way you should react to that thought. What is too big when pregnant? I never thought of myself as a particularly impressionable person. Do you? Ask yourself, do I believe I look better, thinner? Yeah, I kind of do. Why? Mostly because the clothes I want to wear fit better. That's honestly the most of it. Sorry, but this is the hill I will die on. Not least because there is an actual economic curve worldwide that correlates female thinness with a higher income, so does being beautiful, or tall. Height. Especially for men, actually, but height also can make a difference in your income. We are force-fed like geese, bred bred for foie gras images of thinness as beauty, even and including pregnant thinness. I'm very embarrassed to admit, but until 2 months ago, despite knowing intellectually that thinner does not equal better, I would still see pictures of myself at the smallest, and though I knew it didn't make me happy, I would think, I did look better though, but not anymore. I've never felt more confident, healed, beautiful, whole, amazed, and actually not fussed about how my body looks. It happened after I gave birth, not before. And it might be partly because I had a daughter and I looked at her chubby little thighs and I think, yes, how perfect, chubby little thighs. Yes, smush my upper arm against my body. Look at the flesh instead of always sticking it out at an angle to look thinner. Yes, my head looks too small for my body. For my body. How endearing. Yes, I grew a 9-pound baby, but my bum, whilst large, is still somehow completely flat. Hooray! Hooray for my healthy, beautiful body. That is a really cool thing. Okay, I'm glad I didn't paraphrase and run through that. Because obviously being pregnant, your body goes through immense changes. And yes, the hormones do affect how you perceive these changes. But having a disorder beforehand, an eating disorder that she'd overcome, can't imagine how that would skew her view of herself. I can tell you from personal, I've had 4 kids. I can tell you from personal experience that while I was pregnant, the only thing I didn't think was, man, I'm not thin enough. I was the one time in my life where I thought, nobody can judge me on being too fat. I'm growing a human being. If I want to have a cheeseburger, it's okay. I put the veggies on there. We're all getting stuff that's good for us. But yeah, there's a certain freedom that comes either before, after, or during your pregnancy that I don't think a lot of women get to feel naturally anytime, because there is this stigma of, if you are too big, you are not beautiful. Honestly, my issue has more to do with, like, am I walking? Do I feel comfortable? Can I breathe when I walk a mile? And yes, can I put on my favorite pair of pants? Right now, the answer is I can put them on, but I would want to wear them out in the world. So it is all perception. And I'm glad that after having her baby, she is not plagued with that, because a lot of women are with the, I must get back into, pre-baby form. I mean, you can. It's going to be really hard. And you might, like she said, might not be that happy because it is such hard work. It's not, and I don't mean you shouldn't work for your health, but if it's a constant struggle every day to try to be that size, maybe that's not your natural size. Does that make sense? I hope so. And I hope that Nell continues to feel good in her body. Pre-baby, during baby, post-baby. She's a beautiful woman and talented and just a really all-around nice person. Not at all like Leary, I swear. All right, more beautiful women in black and white. And these are some great throwbacks shared by Balfe Nation. She says, rarely seen photographs of Caitriona Balfe in 2000 and 2001 during her modeling days. These are very early on, and they're really great. I like the first comment here. It says, Teresa Holmes says, first photo giving old Hollywood vibes. She does have this really classic, beautiful look. I said she's got a fantastic profile as well. And she wears these clothing so well. I think the dark hair and her light skin color really, I think, makes some fashion choices for her look especially good. Again, just because of her coloring. And again, just you can tell how young she is here. She was 12 years old. No, she wasn't 12 years old. But I mean, she's so youthful. It's amazing to see her this young. And again, she just looks lovely. There was no wrong outfit or wrong style for her. I think that probably still holds true, to be honest. Some interesting pictures. I have no idea what they're from, so these are not credited to me at all, but just fantastic. Really, really amazing. And then I also have one more image here, because we still have to celebrate the Galloway Distillery purchase redo, I guess. It's a whole redo of this distillery for Sam here. It says, welcome to the Galloway Distillery, and you can see There's Sam, obviously. There's Alex Nerosi, and then I'm assuming many of the employees of this distillery. I think that's fantastic, and I'm still curious, like how many employees kept their job, and just got new uniforms. I'm very curious about that, but that's probably just an American thing where you buy out the company and people get laid off. I wonder if that's what happened here as well. Not by any fault of Sam, but because business restructuring. I'm just curious. All right, and one more thing from Sam. I saw this as great. We've all talked about it many times. Wouldn't Sam make a great James Bond? I think we get votes on either side, one way or the other, but would we ever get the opportunity? Well, I saw this and I kind of wanted to share it. Saoirse and Seamus share an article from the Times of London. A few errors. He didn't actually climb Mount Everest, but pretty good. Sam Heughan, Macbeth, the RSC, and Outlander, all hashtagged here. Outlander's Sam Heughan. I auditioned for James Bond. It was very odd, which I thought was an interesting way of putting it, so I wanted to find out more. The star best known as Jamie Fraser in the historical drama is tackling another Scottish warrior, Macbeth, at the RSC. He talks cocktails, failure, and family. Ooh, failure. We don't hear a lot of failure from him. All right, bear with me. My old eyes are looking kind of far away at the screen to see this, so we're going to see if I can not stumble over my words, because this is tiny type. It's an almost insulting good bit of casting. Sam Heughan, the actor who made his name playing a Scottish warrior in the TV series Outlander, is making his Royal Shakespeare Company debut playing another Scottish warrior, Macbeth. Well, he wasn't. It's not his Royal Shakespeare Company. Didn't he play? Never mind. If that were all that Hughes were about, he might be worried about typecasting. But not only was this Macbeth his idea, not only does he insist the two characters have little in common. Perhaps it helps that the Macbeth is set in the early 90s in a bar populated by the Glasgow underworld. Ooh, Glasgow underworld. That sounds cool. But Heughan, 45, and preternaturally driven, has plenty more going on that has nothing to do with playing historical Scotsman. Oh, yeah, that's probably good. For a start, Heughan owns Heughan owns a drinks company and, as of last month, a distillery too. He has just written a book, The Cocktail Diaries, A Spirited Adventure. He has ended his decade of playing the 18th century Highland warrior Jamie Fraser in Outlander, and between finishing filming on the 8th and final series last November, it's due out in early 2026, and decamping to Stratford-upon-Avon for rehearsals, Heughan crammed in an ascent of Mount Everest too. Not quite accurate. He walked the trail, but that's okay. I have a charity, My Peak Challenge, that encourages people to get outdoors, he says, sweaty from a day of fight rehearsals at the RSC's South London rehearsal rooms, but still looking as fit as a gym-hardened flea. Though the charity he met, through the charity, he met a mountaineer who encouraged him to join on a route that's never been done by traditional trackers. Well, you would expect no less. Okay. Yes, he's quite a guy, Sam Heughan. Could he be a contender as the next James Bond? I'd love another crack at it, he says. I think I'm too old now, though. Another crack? Yes, it turns out that in his mid-20s, in short succession, he went up for the roles of Superman, losing out to Brandon Routh, and 007, losing out to Daniel Craig. Ooh, okay. It was all top secret. The Bond people took me up to their boardroom. The casting director was there, Barbara Broccoli. I'm sorry if I'm saying broccoli and it's broccoli, was there. Martin Campbell, the director, was there. There was a golden gun on the table, and they told me to do this scene there and then. It was very, very odd. Not only did he not get the part, but they told him he wasn't correct. Wow. He wasn't charismatic enough. After which he dyed his hair a darker shade of brown and started seeking out bad guy roles for a while to give myself some edge. Okay. All right. That's probably why we've seen him in a couple of other things where he's not the nicest character in the world. Theater Newsletter, our chief theater critic on what to see and what to miss on the West End and beyond. Okay, sign up now. That looks like it was an advertisement. Sorry. Can he bring that edge to his Thane of Cawdor? Macbeth in his first stage role since his year playing the title role in the arena show Batman Live round the world in 2011 and 2012. Macbeth is much produced. In short, it's a thriller. It's accessible like an action movie, but he's confident the claustrophobic production in a 300-seater can offer something different. No pressure, but the last time the RSC put on Macbeth in its studio theater, the other place, it was the celebrated 1976 production with Ian McKellen and Judi Dench. Holy crap. McKellen popped up when Heughan went on the one show. We saw that one on August and reminded him that Macbeth's best friend in the play is not Lady Macbeth, but the audience. You confide in them, you tell them the truth, and that way you put the fear of God in them. Heughan smiles. He's right. That was very sweet. Very cool. Well, yeah, I mean, dude, if you're going please. Ian McKellen's going to give you some advice. You take it. They are embracing the 15-year age gap between him and his Lady Macbeth, Leah Williams, who is 60. The English actor is also the only non-Scot in the cast, or the only Sassenach, as Jamie would say, of Caitriona Balfe's character, Claire in Outlander. His drinks line is called Sassenach Spirits. This is not new information to us, but that's okay. I'm just reading along. Oh, wait, this is a long one. Should I keep going? I don't know if I should keep going. Keep going. He is considered... he's considering making a special Macbeth cocktail. Although whether that's just for the cast or to sell at the RC bar, he doesn't yet know. I suggest he could call it, Is This Daiquiri Which I See Before Me? All right, we're being silly here. He takes the joke generously, but wordplay aside, he is wonderful. What's Scottish about a drink based on rum? It will need to be something with scotch in it, he says. Maybe a twist on a Rob Roy. And because I'm thinking of the sweet vermouth in it, like the blood, and they are deadly. Ooh, all right. And cocktails will fit the staging. His Macbeth even drinks at one point, although Heughan doesn't recommend this one. Absolutely vile. After journeying up to Glasgow to visit his star, and the director Daniel Riggett suggested that they base their set on a place that they had drinks in together. Oh, okay, that's cool. This Macbeth is man-made in the Glasgow underworld. We talked about a medieval version. We talked about doing it on the front line of the war in Ukraine. It's all been done before, and then we thought, wouldn't it be cool if we did it in a bar? Just before mobile phones, so we don't have to deal with that. Oh, yeah, that's smart. No, that's smart. He is not sure what acting job comes next, but whatever he has a spare moment, he has the other life as a spirits supremo to attend to, and the end of the year he does a tour of bars in America. It's a tough business, he says. The big boys can edge out small independents like him, even ones who trade on their founders' fame in their publicity material. His biggest market is America, which is also where Outlander is most popular. Yeah, we're aware of that. Okay. And that's the end, apparently. That photo did not work. He had made it. Oh, until with most young actors, the work. You know what? I'm gonna let it go. We've got an idea. I'll leave the link below if you want to read the rest of it, because honestly, we're gonna know most of this stuff, I think. Let's go back to the main picture. So, the big news is here. He tried, and they wouldn't give it to him because he's not charismatic enough, which blows my mind, to be honest. He's a very charismatic person in real life, and obviously on screen, or we wouldn't all be obsessing about Jamie. I mean, hello. That's all I have to say about that one. And that is all I have for us today, actually. I think we got some good stuff. I may be back tomorrow. Because there is something I'm rolling back and forth on whether or not I should share. Kathy knows what I'm talking about. Kathy's the one who shared it with me and gave it to me. Well, she gave me the link and I read up on it. It's not the kind of thing I would normally share. So I'm trying to decide if I should or shouldn't. And I think, as I told her, presentation is going to be key. So I may be back tomorrow, pre-recorded though, because it is not something I'd want to flub or accidentally say the wrong word on. Again, presentation is key. However, for today, hopefully for the weekend, or at least to get your weekend started, this was a good one. If you enjoyed this little bit of stuff, please do give it a thumbs up and a thumbs down if you didn't. Always comment below. Always, of course, subscribe if you haven't. And yeah, that's all I got for that kind of message. Of course, I want to thank all of my members and everybody who comes back, has supported this channel, supported my vehicle, acquisition. Words are not working. My brain said Friday, done. We're not thinking anymore. So big words, they're a problem. Reading, it's an issue as well. I should have a video update on some of the stuff going on with my vehicle, but I got to edit that. I got all the footage. I just got to edit. Well, I get some of the footage. I got more to do, so I got to record more too. It's a whole thing. But I want to thank everybody for your support in any way. One small announcement. I will make a big one on Monday and make sure everybody knows. But one small announcement. I am going to be heading to a convention next weekend. It is not New York Comic Con. I looked into it. I tried my best to see if it was feasible financially. I'm trying to make more responsible decisions on that front when it comes to the convention so that I'm able to do more, not 2 or 3 a year, but 1 a month at least. So, in that vein, I'm going to go to one called, I swear it's not what it sounds like, ChronicCon. ChronicCon is run by Kevin Smith, and it is not all about the devil's lettuce. It is actually about the View Askew production company and what they have made over the years. Now, if you're not familiar with that, some titles you may have heard of would be Clerks. Yes, there are several Clerks, 1, 2, 3. I don't know if there's a fourth one. I think there's at least 3. There's Jay and Silent Bob. They Strike Back. Mallrats, Chasing Amy. My brain is going to Dogma. Dogma is one of my favorite ones. That one has Matt Damon as well. So I mean, there's some good ones, and there's big names in all of them, from Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Jason Lee. Doherty, who recently passed. Shannon Doherty was in Mallrats. So yeah, there's Kevin Smith, Jason Mewes are the ones you may probably recognize the names most of. Kevin Smith, obviously, is the one who started it all. He's he made Clerks and built from there. So I'm going to go check out their convention. I have been a fan since 96, 97. Audrey was very small, so that's all I can remember. It's about like 96, 97. And so I'm going to go check that out. It's in Chicago. If anybody would like to join me there, let me know. Email me or something so I know you're going to be going. If not, I don't blame you. This is kind of a niche sort of a situation. You got to be just the right age group, and you have to be just this amount of weird, at least in your late 20s. While you were watching it. All right. That is it. That's my little announcement. I'll do a bigger one on Monday. And that's all. I do believe I'll have something out. I'm on the fence. So I might have something out tomorrow. I might not. Kathy, you know what I'm saying. It's complicated because I have some rules on this channel of things I don't generally talk about. And this would be one of them where it's like right on the line of should I or shouldn't I? And I probably will. Maybe. I don't know. All right. Go have a great rest of your weekend, guys. Don't forget to check out the playlist below, the shop below. Still have that Ruin Me t-shirt up for grabs from folks. The pink one is the one that seems to be the favorite, but it's also in white, just, in case you haven't been quite ruined yet. You want to pretend you weren't. Other than that, have a really great weekend, guys. Check out the playlist below. Like I said, find something if you'd like. I don't know. It's Saturday. I don't really feel like signing off yet. I'm gonna say hi to everybody again. Yeah. See, Kathy. Oh, okay. Cynthia apparently knows what I'm talking. Okay, we got some stuff. All right, guys. I will see you all either tomorrow or by Monday. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Have some fun. Enjoy some fresh air if you can. Kathy, I know you've been. I'm fairly sure Lorraine's been doing some enjoying of the weather. And I'll see y'all later. I'll see, see y'all later. Be safe. Have fun. Check out the playlist below. And I'd give you my